Welcome everybody to another episode. You know, I got my good brother here, man, Dwayne Williams Jr. Met this guy on the golf course.
Indeed.
At a charity event, man.
You played well.
Hey, man, we played well.
No. I give credit where credit is due. You carried us. you carried us to the promised land.
Hey, look, man, it's all about the vibes. You
Yes,
know
indeed.
what I mean? You go out there for the views and to have a good time.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I had a great time, man. So please, introduce yourself to my audience. Let them know who you are, where you come from, what you do, what you about.
Well, I'm surprised that it got me here, but I'm not surprised because I think that I have a unique way of thinking, but very sound way. So I am a motivational speaker. I am a community advocate, youth advocate. But y'all gonna like this. I'm a pastor too, and y'all don't be mad at me tonight. But allow my thoughts to come out and let's see where they land. And hopefully we will grow and become better together.
Yeah, Pastor Dwayne Williams.
No,
Jr.
man, but tonight it's just Dwayne. I like that.
It's just Dwayne.
It's just
All right,
Dwayne.
man. We got Dwayne in the building with us
indeed.
today, man. And we gonna get right into it. You
Yeah.
know, I start off every show the same way. Wellness check.
Yeah.
How you feeling right now, brother?
Man, you know what? I'm actually feeling pretty great. I had a little cold this week that I'm just getting over. It was not COVID, everybody. It was legitimately a cold. Took a test. But outside of that, I'm feeling great, man.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I'm feeling great because I think when you keep certain stuff out of your life,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily bring unwanted stuff that you don't want in your life.
You gotta explain that. What you
Right?
mean?
Yeah. I think that there will be some things that will happen that
Mhm.
you have no control over. But there are some things that will happen that you do have control over. And the things that you can control, I believe, is how you keep a level of peace in your life. So, for example, I don't need to give my opinion on everything
Mhm.
because I don't need to give my opinion. It sparks something crazy. And next thing you know, I'm in a dispute, an argument, a debate over something that don't even concern the two people that's debating. That's an example of bringing yourself to the situations that need your attention and not bringing yourself to the situations that don't need your attention.
Yeah, one of my favorite lyrics in hip hop history is a wise man once told me, "Don't argue with fools,
Don't argue
because
with
people
fools.
from a distance can't tell who is who."
That's what he said.
You know, so like I've been practicing that too. Just
Yeah.
the art of proving your point without making your point.
Yo, bro, that's it. The art of when I tell you that's exactly where I am, proving my point without even making my point.
Yeah.
That says so much. Because what many people don't know is you can prove your point in silence.
Yes.
Now, I want to be clear when we talk about silence, because that doesn't mean don't speak up when there is a time of injustice or something that's not righteous. But it does mean that there are some situations that all you have to do is necessarily be quiet. You've made your point in your quietness because, believe it or not, people know exactly how you feel about it,
Mhm.
right? Your quietness will speak, and then the reality will unveil itself, and then people will be like, wow, they made their point without making their point.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's the thing about truth. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's always going to reveal itself.
and you can't make truth. Like, I can't make it up, you know? Like, I can share it. I can share the truth. But even if I share the truth, that don't mean people gonna believe me, you know? That don't mean people gonna follow and take my word for it.
That's it, bro.
So sometimes you just gotta live in truth.
That's it.
And just know, like,
sometimes walk it out and be the example of it. And then some people will catch it and then some people won't. Because the reality to some truths is that many people aren't ready to receive it.
mhm,
A wise man once told me there's two sides of the brain.
mhm,
There is this part of the brain that will shut out certain things, right? And then there's part of this brain that will receive certain things. And I've recognized something. When I'm not ready to receive what could possibly be the truth of my life, I will shut it out because I'm not in a place to receive it.
yeah.
And it may take me a little while to get there, but once I'm in a place to receive it, then I can, oh wow, that makes sense. The light bulb goes off.
And lies are convenient.
Yeah.
You know,
Easy. They're
lies are
easy.
convenient. A lot of people rather live by lies than live in truth, you know.
Easy.
And I don't blame it. You know, it's some
Mhm.
lies that I've just readily accepted.
hey, I gotta join you. There was some in my past that I accepted. You know what I mean?
You know,
Yeah.
like you gotta be comfortable with them contradictions, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
sometimes them contradictions keep a lot of people's sanity. Sometimes the prospect of perfection
Yeah.
is what keeps people from being perfect, you
Wow.
know.
Wow.
Not the experience of perfection itself, because in the mind of most it's unattainable.
Man, you gotta
Like
say that again because that's really good. The prospect
the prospect of perfection.
of perfection, because that it goes back to the mind again.
Yeah.
Because essentially, my mind told me that this is what perfection looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and if I don't deal with what I think it looks like rather than what it really is, this is how the cross wiring happens
Yeah.
for where I cannot receive truth that comes into the reality of who I am because I'm fixated on the image of what I think it is, the perspective, the outlook of what I think that it is versus really the outcome, what it really is. 2 plus 2 can never equal 6 unless
Facts.
they change the mathematic equation, and I don't think it's gonna happen. We both 30 something years old. They ain't changed it this far. They probably not gonna change it down, right?
Facts.
So 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's the outcome. That's the truth of that equation. Sometimes people love 2 plus 2 equaling 6 because they're blinded by the reality of the equation that
Facts.
keeps them from seeing what it really equals.
That's real. And for me it's like you can't get a vision in your mind that you can't manifest.
Mm,
Like God don't work like that.
mm,
If God gives you a vision of perfection, like you can do it.
mm,
Like
mm.
there's no doubt about it, you can do it.
Yeah.
But the way that life works and the way that reality works uh when we have dreams
Mm,
is that we automatically see the space between where we at and where we supposed to be.
yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And to get to where we supposed to be, we have to confront a lot of the contradictions that we carry with us on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You got to confront the lies you tell yourself, you know, to make it okay
Woo!
that you're not perfect in ways that you can improve.
Wow.
Like I'm not saying that you can be perfect, but if it's an area in life that you know you can improve in, and you don't put forth that work and you don't put forth the work to improve in
Man,
that area, then like you have no one to blame for the space in between where you at and where you want to be, but you.
man. Listen, man, and you said a mouthful. Let me say this. One of my greatest things that I harp on,
Mm-hmm.
one of the greatest things that I sound off about is exactly what you just said. The convincing yourself of something that isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And hear me clearly. There are a lot of people who convince themselves of something that is absolutely not what's true. And I think part of the reason why a lot of people confuse themselves on the reality of what is true is because we love living in this space of a false reality.
So I always deal with a lot between the space between where we at and where we see ourselves being in life.
For sure.
Cause like I said, man, if you got the vision for it, you can manifest it.
True.
You know, like things exist in the metaverse already. Like the metaverse is our spirit. You know, like it exists spiritually already. Spiritually, we've received the gifts that we want in life.
Yeah.
Like we received those things spiritually because we've seen the vision.
Mm,
You know, we felt what it's like to have it, even if we're not even close to getting it.
mm.
And that's what keeps us motivated. That's what keeps us going.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that God, when He created us, He gives us all uh, a measure of gifts and abilities to add to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
is what we do with those giftings and abilities and talents, and of course, I believe they have to be uh, 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 cultivated
Yeah.
through time, right? Because we're not coming out the womb, able to sing, like Whitney Houston, right? They have to be cultivated through time, and I think most people don't really manage time well,
What
right?
you mean by that?
I think that, God puts us here. He says, "Hey, be fruitful and multiply." And I believe that the fruitful part is where what we miss.
Mm.
I don't believe I think we do the multiplying part very well. I think we do the multiplying part very well. I think it's the fruitful part because being fruitful goes back to a piece of our conversation that we've already had, meaning that part of being fruitful means that I have to check who I am as a person.
Mhm.
And that means coming to grips with how I manage time. What do I do with time? Right? Do I waste it? Do I spend it on the appropriate things? Right? Do I rest when I need that time? Do I take the mental time to get my thoughts together? I think some people are so afraid of being with themselves that they allow time to overlap each other so they never have to address anything in their life.
Facts. It's a syndrome almost where it's like people would rather waste time than to invest time in
And
themselves.
unconscious syndrome too. Like most people aren't even conscious of it. Like some are, but some are not conscious of it and they move in it as if like it's like okay, never mind, all right, cool. And they keep moving and it's like, but when do you stop just for a moment like to breathe,
Yeah.
to rest, to think, to read, to evaluate your own thoughts of what you was thinking about. Like, yo, I thought about this today. Was I right for thinking about this today? Was I wrong for thinking about this today? Did I have the wrong intentions when I thought about this? Did I have the wrong motives when I thought about this? What was I like? What was I feeling in this moment? And I think to be able to be aware of oneself becomes a avenue of really intense environment within oneself
Yes.
because it's a level of intensity because essentially what you have to do is come to grips with things that you may not be ready to assess about yourself.
Confronting yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah,
Cause the battle is within.
yeah.
Like,
Everything. You want to be successful? It starts within because some of our success comes with the level of obedience, right? Uh, and not just to God, but also to the process, right? For you to have a business, there is a process that you go through. How do I
yes,
know? You got to go to the state. You got to get certain licenses.
that's real.
Sometimes you got to get certain permits. That's a level of obedience because if you're not obedient to the process, then how can you be fruitful and manifested on earth?
That's real.
You understand what I'm saying? So people aren't even obedient to the process, then sometimes definitely not obedient to God. And I can raise my hand on that and tell the truth
But
that
but
I've
at
been caught in that.
but at the same time, I don't even think we're supposed to be obedient to God.
Whoo, that's
Like
tough.
I think sometimes humans have the knack for like putting themselves in conversation with people they can't touch. Like like our obedience is but a
Mm,
speck. Like obedience is a mission within oneself. Like
mm,
be obedient to you.
mm.
Be obedient to you.
My only rebuttal in that, and I love this conversation,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that guys, you're watching this because I believe that me and Rich will agree on probably a good portion of things.
Most definitely.
But then in regards and respect, we're probably gonna have a little rebuttal to each other.
That's a
And
fact.
this is one of those moments, and I love it because I believe intellectual people can rebuttal with the proper intellect, but still have respect. And I have to rebuttal because and I'll tell you why I have to rebuttal. I have to rebuttal because to give yourself that much credit will almost, and not even almost, in my world, would be discrediting who created you, which is God. And so my rebuttal to that is only if I give myself that much credit to be obedient to myself, then what I'm saying is there could be no God, let alone no deity that could have the checks and balances that I need to help me produce what I need to produce in this earth. So my rebuttal would semi be that to give myself that much accreditation to be obedient to myself could possibly lead me to an avenue of destruction because everything has a checks and balance. And this is my example.
Mm-hmm.
God doesn't give us parents because he doesn't think that we can't manage our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
He gives us parents because in his ecosystem of the way that he sets it up is that he needs for a leadership or guidance to happen in our lives to get us to a place, right? I believe we have parents because parents help mold what they feel like or it seems like is the best projection of where our lives can go. I think it's that same way in a relationship with God is that uh, it's not so much about controlling you, but being there to offer you a solution to an environment, a world, society that would possibly offer you something else that could possibly stop you from really manifesting life, dreams, goals, prosperity. And then outside of just the things that make you big, rich, and famous, peace, love, joy, happiness, right? Um, Understanding. So that's where my rebuttal would just be in that piece just a little bit.
Nah, and I understand that fully, right?
Yeah, yeah,
My whole thing is who created you?
yeah, yeah,
God created you.
yeah,
You are the solution to everything.
yeah,
God pre-programmed.
yeah,
Trust in you. Trust in God's creation.
yeah.
Trust in trust in the creation that God made that you know better than anything, which is yourself.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying?
mm, mm,
Like I said, I don't put God in conversations. God untouchable to me.
mm,
God is untouchable. God exists everywhere, omnipresent,
mm,
omnipotent,
mm,
right? God exists everywhere. I don't gotta put myself, I don't gotta say I did this for God.
mm,
Whatever I did this for is God.
mm, mm. That's a really good
So
perspective.
do it for yourself. That gut feeling you got
Mm,
that's telling you you're supposed to be this way, that you should have did this instead of that, like that's your programming. Your parents program you.
mm,
Your parents see your potential. Your parents nurture your talents, your skills.
mm.
You know, they nurture your faults too, because we need nurturing for the things that's not great about us too. Like
Yeah,
we gotta figure out a way to manage those things too. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like even our problems are pre-programmed. You
yeah,
feel me? Like
yeah.
so, like things are supposed to be exactly the way they are. The only difference is how you acknowledge the gifts you vested with to improve that situation. Like
Mm,
we all can be the solution. Everybody can be the solution to a problem if they choose to be.
mm,
But once you make that choice, it comes with an agency. An act must follow.
mm.
You know, like
You know, I gotta agree that I believe that that's what God made us to be, a solution on earth, and the choices that we make affect those solutions, right? It is the reason why a person like Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Mother Teresa, the list, Rosa Parks, uh, Jackie Robinson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant,
mhm.
I mean, Madam C.J. Walker, uh, God gave them the talent at birth
Exactly.
before they were born, right? And then says, hey, go solve this solution in the world. And I believe that many people wrestle with solving problems because in some way, shape, form, or fashion, while I love social media, I do, uh, it's also has its downfalls
Mm-hmm.
because many people think that being a solution is behind this,
Yeah.
right? And being a solution is, what do you do to bring a problem to at least to an end or to a minimum? And I think that most people feel like their words help bring solution. And I believe words, knowledge, it helps to a tad bit, but you alluded to it earlier. The actions of a man or woman, and let's say man, gender neutral, right? The actions of a man, MAM, meaning one man or man, is important because if I'm rich and I never take the time out to feed the homeless
Mm-hmm.
with the resources that I have, then what am I really doing? Right? If I never take you come from an environment, we probably both come from an environment where uh poverty was around us. Like, man, I used to want Jordans bad. My mother would always buy me Reeboks because that's all she could afford.
Yeah.
You feel me? And uh when I come out of that place, what do I do to give back to it besides my words?
Exactly.
Right? What do I help besides that words? And I believe many people feel like their solution is podcasting, Facebooking,
Mm-hmm.
Instagramming, but many people don't understand that their solutions is really stepping into the place and solving the problem. Maybe you can't get, man. You know, I got heart's desires to be a guy that give away 500 pairs of shoes, but maybe I can't give away 500. Maybe I can give away 20. I solved some level of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe I can't give away, 500. Maybe I can give away 50. But people don't look at that. I believe we have a lot of takers in the world.
Yeah. And this is my thing.
Yeah.
What are words? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words. That's what they
Actions.
say, right?
I mean, words have some relevancy, right?
Words don't. I'm gonna keep it real, bro.
Yeah.
Words mean nothing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Words mean nothing.
The only reason why I rebuttal against words mean nothing, because if we don't have words, we don't have a dictionary, right? If we don't have words, I'm a believer in the Bible, we don't have the Bible, right? If we don't have words, we don't have ways to communicate. But I understand the fortitude of that statement, because what they're driving is, I can give you words all day, but if there's no action, what do I really mean?
And there's also this thing. The Bible existed before it was written down.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The dictionary, like words meant something before Merriam-Webster came and wrote it down.
Mm.
Somebody had to act.
Yep. Yeah.
Somebody
had to act all those words out.
And bring those and manifest those words into a physical realm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that words absolutely mean nothing.
No. I know what you meant.
Words set your intentions, right?
Yes, they
Boom.
do. Yes,
like,
they do.
But
the actions come.
You could tell me you give away 500 shoes. The person who gave away one pair of shoes.
Yep.
Who made the biggest difference in that moment?
Yep.
The person who said they was going to give away 500 or the person who gave the one pair they had on their feet?
Yep. It's the person that gave the one, man.
You know what I mean?
It's actions, man.
Now, when that person manifests their dreams and get that 500 pairs, then you know what I mean? Like, boom, 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 boom. That's great.
Their actions match their words.
Their actions match their words, but until the actions match the words, faith without works is death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, faith without works.
Yeah.
You know, like that alignment is the level that I always am striving for.
Yeah.
Like, I done stopped talking to the bones, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I done stopped talking to the bones. You know, you can rile people up with the words, you know? Like, But what I see about you, like just watching your Instagram and everything like that,
Yeah.
you be outside, like
Hey, we gotta bring clarity to that. You know, that's the new
the
urban
real outside,
terminology.
man. The real outside, man. I see you really like you say you about youth development, and I see you out here really, you know,
Yeah, man.
putting in the time, bro.
Yeah.
Like people waste time.
Yeah.
I waste time. Like, trust me, I'm never speaking from a perspective of perfection.
No, me
I'm
neither.
never
I
speaking
don't
from
think neither one of us are.
but
So I don't want y'all to get that.
the
I think
facts.
neither one of us are.
Ever.
We speaking from a place of intentionality.
Intentionality and pursuing perfection.
Yes,
like,
and inspiration. Yes.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, I think about what does me in my perfect form look like.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Every day.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Rich, every day. I'm like, man.
I gotta get there.
I'm
like I gotta get there. That's what life
on,
is about
Jesus,
to
help
me,
me
bro.
out.
Like, Jesus, help me. Like, show me the way. Like, I'm trying to get there.
I'm
like,
trying to get. Listen, every day, Rich. Every day.
And everybody,
like,
and that's not gotta be
help
everybody mission to me. Like,
Yeah.
that's no gotta be everybody like pursuit in life.
Yes, sir.
My pursuit is to be literally the best version of myself.
Yeah. But here's what I love what you said when you like, man, you outside. And I'm gonna be honest. Oftentimes, because people don't really understand this about me, is that, you know, I could come off very tough and hard, and not because, you know, I'm trying to fight or do nothing like that. This far from it. Now I can protect myself, but I'm not trying to do all of that. I say that because, man, you have to be a person who is either blind or don't want to be real with yourself to address how you felt when you were in some of the people's shoes that you go back and help.
Yeah.
And I think most people, God rest Ray Charles' soul, I think that most people really take on a blindness, because to address it means that sometimes, Rich, I've got to address how I felt in it.
Yeah.
And that's something about me, man, that I've never been afraid to. I've never been afraid to address how I felt in it.
Yeah.
I felt sad, felt horrible, I felt embarrassed, I felt this way. And maybe I didn't say it publicly, but I at least said it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because in saying it to myself, what happens is, going back to your point, yo, you outside helping the youth, that's where the drive comes in. So I'm talking about somebody could call me right now. Hey, I need you to come speak to my kids at 11:30 tomorrow morning. I'm like, all right, I'm there. Not because it's going to bring me any fame, because it might be 20 kids there, no cameras. It's not going to bring me fame. But what it's going to bring me is joy.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is I recognize, like, yo, I'm about to go speak to some kids, some people, some families that may be living in the condition that I used to live in. And I hope that I say something to them that wakes up their spirit so that they can go and manifest and become better and go through the process of being better, getting to where they want to be in better. And I think that's the problem for a lot of people, is we want to tell the story of how we were in the projects, of how we didn't have. But once we get to a plateau, we forget the people that were once upon a time where we used to be. We forget the people that are where they are right now, because we have achieved. We've got the formal educations, we've got the certificates, we've got the certifications, we have the platforms on TikTok, IG, Facebook. And what happens is we become obsolete to a real reality. Because while you are getting money, while you are getting a platform, there are people who are growing up just like you have, just like where you used to be, that still need you. And I keep that perspective so that way I never get high and mighty. That way I never forget where I come from and who might need my help. And so for you to recognize that I'm outside, first of all, thank you, man. But that's where it comes from. It comes from a drive of not forgetting what peanut butter and jelly tastes like. I ain't too grown for some Captain Crunch.
Hey,
I mean, I like a steak. You hear me? I
straight
know
up.
you just went on one of the greatest trips that I seen on IG. I'm a little jealous that that you didn't take me with you. but that stuff is good. Like
Yeah.
where you went was good. But even if I go there, I'm still not gonna forget. Even if I eat some of the best food in the world, I'm not gonna forget what the peanut butter and jelly tastes like.
That's a fact.
I'm not gonna forget what Captain Crunch tastes like. I'm not gonna forget what cornflakes and sugar tastes like. Because if I can remember it, then I can't pull everybody up. Rich, we can't pull everybody up. But if I can remember it, I can pull a couple people up.
Facts. And I could build a ladder.
And I can build a ladder.
And dip.
Cause those 5 that I pull up gonna go get 5 of their own.
They just gotta tell people where the ladder at. If you choose to climb, you climb. Like
that's it.
Like the being where my level of thinking is now is I'm a servant. Always gonna be a servant. My entire life is.
Man, I echo that. That's what I feel like.
It's committed to service.
Serving. That's it.
But like as I grow and evolve and get some more years and more years and more years and more years, more time. I get more time, right? Like with the time, it's got to add up. Yeah. Like I be feeling like my time got to add up. Like I got to spend this time like being fruitful. Yeah. Like if I'm being fruitful with my time, then the reward will multiply. Like if I keep stacking, if I keep like working, like it don't even gotta be on the same thing. Like it might take me longer because I'm stacking in multiple areas at the same time, right? But like I'm still stacking. I'm still chipping away. Like so like when you add in like just that pure service, like when you're doing those things, a mouthful too. When you're saying those things that don't bring you immediate reward, like like you don't see the direct reward, and that's a level of luxury that one must choose when they decide to have joy as their paradigm. Like, like if you have a paradigm of joy, like strictly joy, then you're gonna choose service. Like the freer the service is, like is almost make it bigger. You know what I mean?
Where's like the fire bomb here? So I can, yo.
That's real. That's how I feel, man. Like, it's really like, and I go through a lot of soul searching. I've been soul searching for about the past few days, maybe longer than that. Maybe like the past few years. In reality, it could have been the past few days or the past few years. That's how I feel. It
probably been the past few days where it got deeper.
Yeah, it's always those periods. It's
probably been the last couple years in increments.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yeah, like what man? I've been trifling over what's gonna be the name of this show. Mind you, I got like about 20, 25 episodes right now, right? Some I haven't even released yet. And the biggest reason why I haven't released a lot of my episodes is I don't know what I'm gonna call my show. Yeah. And I realized I gave a speech earlier this week for DC Startup Week. Okay. And it was about branding, defining your early business model at an early stage. Yeah. And I was like, what am I gonna talk about? And I get up there and I say, who are you? Like, who are you? Like, whoever you are recreated in your business. Yeah. If you who you say you are, and this thing is a good thing backed by a good person, and people will support it.
Guess what? That same motto is very true for every entity.
Every entity.
Whoever you are, you bring that. Watch this, Rich. Whoever you are, you bring that to your business. You bring that if you're a pastor, you bring that as the lead pastor of the church. Whoever you are, you bring that to your family. Whoever you are, you bring that to your friends. Whoever you are, you bring that to every corporation you're a part of.
Yes, sir.
See, here's the problem, and we are sounding off on this. I cannot bring who I am if I don't know who I am.
Who are you? Like, that's the question. Whenever,
So my business keep going up and down because I haven't found out who I am.
yeah,
And you hit the nail on the head when you said servant. Man, this is what I tell people when they be like, well, who is Dwayne? I tell people do that. I don't tell people, pastor, motivational speaker, this, that. I say, hey, I'm thought-provoking.
yeah,
I'm a servant. I'm energetic.
mm-hmm.
Those three pillars speak to me because, my pastor seems to think that I have ADHD. So that explains the energetic piece.
yeah.
Thought-provoking because I'm going to say some stuff that definitely goes with the grain and some stuff that doesn't go with the grain just to make you think about it to see if you're sure about what you say you're sure about.
Facts.
And then number two, a servant. I never I never tell people this publicly. I don't write a post about it, but many people don't know this. So I lead my own church. It's online, but then I go to a church in Philly to my pastor's church to serve every weekend. Hear me. I don't have to do that. I do it, number one, because I have respect for him, but number two, because I love serving.
Yeah.
And here's what I found out. Man, I got to tell you the story and then I'm going to shut up so we can get out of here because I'm starving, right? But watch this. I found out how much I was a servant. And can I be honest with you, Rich? Through my life, I'm about to be 35. Through my life, people tried to mismanage my servitude with that I was an opportunist. I won't say several because that's too many people, but I had a couple, at least 2 to 3 people thought that I was serving because it would lead me to another opportunity. Here's the truth. I'm sitting on your couch saying that me serving those individuals did not lead me to an opportunity. Every opportunity that I've gotten, God supplied it or I worked really hard to get it. I say this because when people don't know who you are at the core, they can easily depict you as something because they haven't gotten to know you. And that's why I am so even killed in my life now. I don't just rush to judgment. And I got to be honest, prior to me being probably 32, I would rush to judgment on everything. Oh, they like this. Oh, they like that. Now, okay, I may discern something, but I still sit back and watch it because what I want to come to is something that's actual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come to perspective because that old saying that you are what you present, somewhat, but it's still false because we found out that a man can come in here and wear his pants down, all the way down, but be intelligent as I don't know what. And so I've taken the time out of my life to really understand people before I cast an opinion. And I think when people don't really understand your servitude, because it's, watch this, because some people's servitude is different than yours.
Mm-hmm.
Some people's servitude is lip service. But when people don't see a person who serves in action a lot, they will automatically label it as an opportunist. And part of our problem is we can't tell the difference between those who actually love serving and those who are an opportunist. But I must say this, those individuals who thought that, they don't think that today.
Yeah.
Because they see that I'm willing to serve Rich. Come on, I want y'all to get this. I'm willing to serve if it's 5 people in the room, and I'm willing to serve if it's 500 people in the room.
Yeah.
Some people aren't willing to serve when there's 5 people in the room. I've had people like, hey, I need you to come talk to my group of kids. And I'm like, okay. And they like, I'm like, what's the date and time? Okay, I'm available, I can do it. And he's like, but here's the thing. Like, I gotta tell you the truth. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Well, I only got 10 kids. And I said, okay, and? And Rich, when I'm done, they go, oh my God. You gave them energy like it was 500 people in the room.
As you're supposed to.
Watch what I'm getting ready to say, Rich. Because my agenda is not people. My agenda is to save them. Whether if it's from the wrong path, destruction, the wrong decision, the wrong emotional intelligence. It's my job to come in and give them what I would give 500 people, because hopefully this 10 will be inspired and infected by what I have to say, so that it will cause change in them, so then they will cause change in somebody else.
Yeah.
That what you are, what I am, what women and men around this world are that are like us, being real servants, they do it even when the numbers don't suggest that it will benefit them.
That's real. That's real. That's real. And that's a powerful point, you know. I'm going to say, this is my thing. And we can end it. We can, if you agree,
I'm always welcome to.
If you agree,
you want me to come back for a part 2?
We can do a part 2.
Yeah,
if you agree, we good. We out of here.
We out of here.
If I'm serving for profit, who cares? On the real, like, let me keep it real with you, bro.
I ain't got no rebuttal.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. People are selling their soul for what they want, but they won't serve for what they want.
I have no rebuttal, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't got no time for it, bro. Like, somebody tell me you serving because you want personal gain. Yeah, that's what God told me to do. God told me to serve, and everything I want will manifest in my life.
Woo! Because when I serve with the right intentions, the right stuff is gonna come my way.
That's my work. That's my job.
I have no rebuttal, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody else do good at their job, they get promoted.
I have no rebuttal, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what I'm saying?
But when I serve with the right intentions, because it's my job, I get promoted.
Facts. And the better I am at my job, the better I am at my job, those who work the hardest get blessed first.
I have no rebuttal.
Those who work the hardest get blessed first.
Hey, can I just add this? Because I have no rebuttal, but this is why people cry over favor. They're crying because they look at you. And when I say you, I'm talking about us. I'm speaking in third person. They look at a person and go, well, they don't have this, and they don't have this formal education, and they don't have this, and they don't have that, and they don't have this. And they're looking at it and trying to figure out how you so favored. It's because you serve with the right intentions. And God promotes those who serve with the right intentions. He said, I've come that you might have life, and that more abundantly. The abundant life comes from you serving. And watch this. And the abundant life is not about material gain. The abundant life and favor is about all parts of your life. I can be honest, bro. I've never had a health scare. Abundance.
Yeah.
When I started making some decisions within my life and making the right decisions, abundance. Mentally, emotionally. The financial piece came when I started making the right decisions in my life about abundance. The problem with people is they don't want abundance. Watch this. To your point, because I have no rebuttal, they want fame. And this is the reason why it's hard for people to serve, because to serve 10 with no news cameras, with nobody there, becomes challenging to the ill intentions that I have for doing intentional work.
Yeah.
But when I do intentional work with the right intentions, it will be no news cameras today, but 3 weeks from now, you'll find yourself speaking at the DC opener for businesses. And how did I get here? Because I serve with the right intentions.
Always serve. Always search.
Yeah.
For truth.
Yeah.
And then always stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know. We formally named this podcast, Who Are You?
There it is. I love it.
Man, peace, love, and prosperity. We want to thank my brother again.
Thank you, man, for having me.
Dwayne, for coming through, dropping those gems on us. You know, much more to come. We definitely plan on having him
love this
back
guy
in,
right
you
here.
know.
I love this guy.
And we turned up, man. We turned up, bro. It was really an honor, man. Thank you, bro.
No, man. Thank you, my bro, man. Yeah. It was the truth. I love it here.
Hey,
I love it here.
Stay blessed, everybody. Peace.